Got 10 minutes in the morning? Then get your weather and traffic on every 10 during News 10 Good Morning.
And let's start off with a check of the weather.
Weather and traffic on the 10.
Mostly sunny for your lunch hour.
Every 10.
Let's go over to the News 10 Traffic Center.
Only on News 10.
Weather and traffic on the 10s. It is 6:40.
It's a perfect 10.
Temperatures rebounding again.
And coming up Monday on News 10.
He's Mr. Movie Phone. We'll meet the face behind the voice.
And he's going to tell us which movies are going to be summer hits. That's Monday, 5 to 7 on News 10 Good Morning.
Value than anyone. What's value? Quality and price. For a great finish and a beautiful deal, call 1-888-MAKO-USA.
Hey, you want to make a difference and make new friends?
Me?
Try volunteering.
This is News 10 at 5.
And we begin News 10 at 5 with breaking news. I'm Sharon Ito, and thanks for joining us. A 4,000-acre wildfire is now burning 10 miles west of Truckee. That fire has shut down Interstate 80 in both directions. The heavy smoke has made the drive too dangerous in that stretch of the Sierra. News 10's Jane McCarthy is on her way, and she joins us now on the phone with the very latest. Jane?
Sharon, we are in a nasty traffic jam on I-80 here at Truckee. I-80 is closed in both directions near Boca. The fire is burning on both sides of the freeway. From a distance, this fire looks like a volcano has erupted. As you mentioned, 4,000 acres have been burned. CDF tells me it's in heavy timber and deep terrain. Because of that, CDF says this fire could actually burn for days. It's pretty windy up here, so that's giving firefighters problems. They're trying to keep helicopters and air tankers up in the air to put water on the fire, and this has been difficult because of the wind. Right now, no homes have been lost. The area is dotted with homes. However, it's not heavily populated. We're told the small town of Floreston has been evacuated. That's about 12 homes, 10 miles east of Truckee. So firefighters admittedly have their hands full with this one. Of course, Sharon, as we get closer, we'll get some more information, and we'll have the latest for you on News 10 at 6 o'clock.
So, Jane, you said no homes lost, but are they threatened?
They are threatened because the town of Floreston has been evacuated, and as I mentioned, there are about a dozen homes there.
And still way out of control. We saw some pictures coming in just a few seconds ago.
Right. Just an hour ago, they said 2,000 acres. Now they're saying 4,000.
It's doubled in an hour. Okay, thank you, Jane. We'll get more from you at 6 o'clock. Well, meantime, there may be a bit of good news tomorrow from the federal government regarding our power situation. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, is expected to expand the idea of price caps on power bought by California. Well, why isn't that great news? As News 10's Tim Daly tells us from the newsroom, many people say these caps don't go far enough. Tim?
Well, that's right, Sharon. Price caps are already in place, but only in California and only when blackouts are about to happen. If the new cap policy happens as expected, it will be much different, involving all 13 western states, and prices would be capped 24 hours a day. Now, though blackouts haven't happened in a few weeks, nearly everyone can remember those uncomfortable days when the power disappeared, and everyone has a complaint about the price of power these days. Well, California does as well, claiming it has spent $8 billion more for energy than it should have. So why isn't there great enthusiasm for an extension to the price caps? Well, experts and some politicians say the likely cap doesn't go nearly far enough, that the figure will probably be based on the power provider that is charging California the most for electricity.
The price could go up to the level of some very expensive generator under those circumstances, which, depending on what gas prices are or other things, could be quite high.
What we need is a price cap based upon the average overhead cost for all of the power generating companies. If you use a least efficient company, basically that means that you'll probably continue to have high prices.
Now, Congressman Matsui says it is encouraging that the federal government continues to be involved in California's power crisis. Other experts say it is impressive the way Californians have responded to requests for conservation. But, of course, summer hasn't even really started yet, of course, and we're going to see what's going to happen later in the summer when days turn hot. Once again, Sharon, back to you.
Yeah, summer arrives later this week. Thanks, Tim. Meantime, California's new blackout forecast system is issuing its first predictions, and they are not welcome. The 24-hour outlook shows California could hit a Stage 3 power emergency tomorrow. The 48-hour outlook predicts a Stage 3 Tuesday as well, meaning rotating blackouts are possible. Well, some of California's major power suppliers are no longer interested in expanding their plants, and the reason, they say, a hostile business climate. A published report found companies that dominate the California market are suspending plans to upgrade their facilities. Smaller power suppliers, though, are taking advantage of the opportunity by speeding up their projects to try to become a bigger force in the market. Some sick animals got a scare this morning. A fire started shortly after 11 o'clock at the Sunrise Animal Hospital in Citrus Heights. Hospital employees rushed all of the animals outside to get them away from the smoke and flames. Investigators say a laundry basket caught fire after it was placed on top of a stove inside the hospital. Firefighters say quick thinking by the hospital's employees saved the animals' lives.
Well, the employees in the veterinary hospital saw the smoke coming out around the cracks of the door, so they did not open the door. They called 911 right away. They moved the animals outside. The smoke exposure for the animals was very minimal.
The fire was contained to the hospital's laundry room. None of the animals or employees was hurt. The gunman in a domestic violence shooting at a Stockton post office has died of his injuries. Police say Don Machado shot his wife in the leg yesterday outside the East Stockton post office where she's an employee. Machado then chased her through the post office and shot her a second time, this time in the chest, before turning the gun on himself. Denise Machado is recovering at Stockton's Dameron Hospital. Well, another hot, smoggy day in the valley. A Spare the Air Day has been declared for the second day in a row. Meteorologist Monica Woods is in the News 10 Weather Center with more on the unhealthy air. Hi, Monica.
Hello, and this is just the beginning of what's to come for a week-long string of 100-plus temperatures. Let's go ahead and take a look outside tonight. As you can see, just a few high clouds in the sky today. 96 the current temperature from our storm tracker network in Sacramento. A calm wind and 18% humidity. Pretty much nothing to blow out that bad air. In Stockton, here's a look at our current conditions there. We have 94 degrees, a light wind, and 19% humidity. So the air quality for tomorrow, this is what we're expecting as we start off our new work week, will be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range for Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. But like I said, with a couple more days of 100-plus temperatures, it looks like poor air quality is going to stay with us. I'll have more on our forecast coming up in just a little bit. Sharon, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Passenger safety could be jeopardized by pilots not getting enough rest. Federal rules allow pilots to work a 16-hour day, but only 8 hours actually flying a plane. But more pilots are finding their workday extended because of flight delays. The FAA says it plans to start enforcing the rules, and it's giving airlines until mid-November to adjust flight schedules. The airline industry claims the crackdown on pilot hours could actually force more flight delays and cancellations. The supersonic Concorde could be flying again by September. The manufacturer says it's figured out the cause of last year's crash and has devised a solution. The fleet's been grounded since the crash outside Paris. A tire exploded when the jet ran over a piece of metal on the runway. Debris punctured the fuel tank and started a fire. 113 people were killed. The Concorde will now be fitted with an extra durable tire and liner for the fuel tank. President Bush is back home following his first official trip to Europe. His missile defense plan received mixed reviews, but as Lauren Rogers reports, the president intends to press ahead.
Approaching 2002.
The president's national security advisor believes NATO allies will accept the U.S. proposal.
Ultimately, we have to do what is in the interest of peace and security, what is in the interest of the protection of American forces and allies, but we have every reason to believe that we're bringing people along with us.
But before he can persuade other nations, Mr. Bush first must face opposition, or at least caution at home. Some believe missile defense should not be a high priority.
I personally believe that we are probably in greater danger from bioterrorism than we are from the dangers of missiles coming into the United States.
Others claim it would be too expensive.
This making a more mobile, a more stealth, a more powerful conventional force, the minimum number is $350 billion over 10 years. Is probably $650. That's not even counting missile defense. That's not in the budget.
Lauren Rogers, ABC News, Washington.
President Bush and Russian leader Putin plan to meet at least 3 more times later this year. The aftermath of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki is still being felt. More than 300 survivors of the World War II bombings received medical exams in Southern California this weekend. Survivors experience a greater risk of cancer, high blood pressure, anemia, and cataracts. Experts say it could take at least another 20 years to determine if children born to survivors have an increased cancer risk as well. Today is Father's Day, and more dads are taking on the role of both parents. How are children doing with a single dad? And a father and daughter finally meet after being apart for more than 40 years. This special Father's Day story is next.
work you up a nice little rap sheet.
Our top story at 6. Thanks for joining us.
The judge rules.
News 10.
Today is the day to say a special thanks to Dad. But Father's Day didn't exist until the daughter of a Civil War veteran wanted to honor her father. In 1909, Mrs. John Dodd proposed a Father's Day to honor her father and other fathers. Dodd's father raised 6 children by himself after his wife died. On June 19, 1910, the first Father's Day was observed in Spokane, Washington. The idea quickly caught on, and in 1924, President Calvin Coolidge supported the idea of a National Father's Day. And then finally, in 1966, President Lyndon Johnson signed a proclamation declaring Father's Day the 3rd Sunday of June. A father and daughter are spending a very special Father's Day together because this is the first time they've ever met. James Simmons and Jenny Mesenbrink got to give each other the hug they've been dreaming of for 44 years. James knew a daughter born out of wedlock was out there somewhere, but didn't know how to locate her. Well, then one day, Jenny saw James's name on a high school website, and that's when she sent him an email asking if he had a daughter, and the only thing left was a meeting.
Oh God, I was missing something my whole life. Really and truly. There's just a piece always gone, you know? And
we just put that piece
we just put it back.
Puzzle. We just made that puzzle.
And the puzzle is whole. Father and daughter plan on spending some time catching up and then getting better acquainted with new family members. Parenthood isn't easy, especially when you're doing it alone, and more fathers are filling the role of both parents as single dads. According to census figures, the number of single dads in the United States has grown 60% in the last decade. Research shows children of divorced parents faced greater risks of delinquency, but child experts see some positives in single parenthood.
My research shows that over time, these young children, as they grow up to be adults, are more apt to play a hands-on, involved role in the family than are children that are raised in a more traditional sort of setting.
Parenting experts say whenever possible, it's important to involve both parents in the upbringing of a child. Former President Clinton is a happy dad today. His daughter Chelsea graduated from college. The former president and Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton watched their daughter walk across the stage at Stanford University to receive her diploma. The 21-year-old history major graduated with 1,700 other students. Chelsea plans on studying international relations at Oxford University in England, where her father also studied. High cholesterol isn't just bad for the heart. It could also be bad for your mind. We'll explain how your cholesterol level could increase the risk of Alzheimer's. And the weekend has been a scorcher. Is there any relief in sight? Monica Woods has the work week forecast next.
It's time to switch to Bank of Lodi, simply a better bank.
Any winners in the $60 million Super Lotto jackpot? Well, look at the sign. It says it all. An estimated $82 million jackpot up for grabs this Wednesday, making it the 7th largest jackpot in California history. But there are always consolation prizes, so go ahead and check the numbers. They are 2, 5, 19, 29, 42, and the mega number is 17. 82 million. Gonna buy?
No, I don't know. I have really bad luck. I say that all the time, but I do. We would get 3 tickets.
Monica won't be playing,
no,
not to worry.
I would, yeah. You have a better chance now. Not that they didn't anyway. Well, we have some hot weather, not only for today, but for the next couple of days. Get ready for a very hot work week forecast. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. Today, we actually had some high clouds streaming on through. That didn't keep those temperatures down, though, for the afternoon, still in the 90s today. Here's a look at some current readings throughout the area. Sacramento, right now, our temperature is at 96 degrees, a very light wind westerly at 7 miles per hour. Barometer at 29.89 and falling humidity very low as well at 22%. Throughout the entire region, temperatures generally in the 90s today to right around 100 degrees. Marysville, Stockton, and Modesto right now at 97 degrees, just a few high clouds in the atmosphere. Fairfield at 95 and Lake Tahoe at 72 degrees. Now, like I said, we had a little bit of high cloudiness move through this afternoon. Westerly wind bringing in a little bit of cloudiness from the Pacific. That's not the cool weather, though, that we've been looking for. That's still well up to the north of us and not really going to impact our weather all that much for for the next couple of days. In fact, we're going to have to wait for at least the end of the work week before we see some relief. Satellite picture across the Pacific. Now you can see that wave move through this afternoon. Off here, way to the west, though, is some relief. The next couple of days, high pressure is going to control our weather, but watch what happens to the jet stream. By about Thursday, look at that nice dip as that high pressure system gets kind of squashed down. That's going to allow that cooler air to start to move on in. A nice westerly breeze finally starting to develop. Across the nation, here's the picture for the Father's Day. Things actually look pretty good for all the fathers getting out and about today. Actually, the only spot that we had some downpours were in the New England area. That associated with, okay, jog your memory, what was Tropical Storm Allison. It traveled all the way up the East Coast and into New England, still bringing plenty of showers to that region, but finally kicking offshore by later on tonight. Here's how things are shaping up for our area as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. In the San Francisco area, clear skies tonight and tomorrow. Highs will be in the middle to upper 90s after starting off with morning lows right around 50 to 55 degrees. Sunny skies in the Sacramento area, but that high tomorrow afternoon, a little bit warmer, losing that breeze and the high cloudiness, 100 degrees throughout most of the area. Northern San Joaquin Valley as well, mostly sunny skies. Highs will be in the low 100s to right around 97 in Tracy. Mostly sunny in the southern foothills. Highs will be in the middle 90s. North of that, Marysville, 100 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 96 for Nevada City and Auburn, 93 for Quincy. In the high country, highs will be right around 80 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and a look at our 5-day forecast. Ouch.
Oh, that's hot.
See, I tried to make sure that I didn't have enough time to take a good look at that. I don't think anybody wants to take a good look at that. 104, high on Thursday, 99 on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Thanks for the warning. Yeah, hot week. Well, in time for summer. Lowering your blood pressure could also lower your chances of developing Alzheimer's. There's a new study out. It shows middle-aged people with high blood pressure and high cholesterol levels are at greater risk of developing Alzheimer's. Researchers believe one of the contributing factors to Alzheimer's is blood flow to the brain. Both blood pressure and cholesterol levels can impact blood flow. Doctors believe treating those two conditions early on could prevent the onset of Alzheimer's. A Sacramento Monarch remains on the injured list. Brian May has the latest on Tisha's condition, along with the rest of the day's sports. That's next.
Come out and play the Sunsplash Way in Roseville.
Top the box office, followed by Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Shrek, Swordfish, and then Pearl Harbor rounds out the top 5. Brian May is in for Dana today. Hot day to be out at Rayleigh Field.
Especially for an afternoon game. You'd like to play these late in the evening, but both teams got to hit the road tomorrow, so they did play today. It has not been the best of homestands for the Sacramento River Cats. They have had losses of 7 runs, 11 runs, and 6 runs during their current 8-game homestand. No better way to end that homestand, though, than with a win today. River Cats and Salt Lake Sting from Rayleigh this afternoon. A stifling game. Getaway day for both teams. 2-1 River Cats, bottom of the 4th. A runner on 3rd from Mario and Encarnacion. Super Mario chopper to short. Now you have to hang on to the ball to record the out. Runner scores and Encarnacion safe at first. Cats go up 3-1. 2 batters later, Mark Ellis off the bottom of the wall and left. Encarnacion races around from second to score. Cats now up 4-1. They wind up winning this one 5-3. Sacramento beginning a 4-game road trip down south to Fresno tomorrow. Major League Baseball's interleague play coming to a close this afternoon, at least for the time being. That means final game of the Bay Bridge series between the Oakland A's and San Francisco Giants. Giants looking to complete the first perfect homestand in the brief history of Pac Bell. 41,506, largest crowd in Pac Bell history on hand. And for the second straight game, Barry Bonds did not hit a home run, but for the second straight game, his teammates pick him up. Calvin Murray and Richard Riley are both driving a run in the 3rd. San Francisco wins for the 10th time in 13 games. The Giants beat the Oakland A's 3-1, be without the services of all-star guard Tisha Pinachero. Tisha re-injuring an ankle that had kept her out of their lineup until last night's loss. That was at Portland yesterday evening. Late in the game, Pinachero rolling that sore ankle. No word yet on when she may be able to get back to action. But Monarch fans were glad to see her for the few minutes she was able to play in last night's loss.
Kept it up like another notch.
Coverage, you can log on to news10.net.
That's disappointing.
It really is. I know she was kind of hesitant about going out to begin with, said she wasn't 100%, but felt like she owed it because the team's kind of been struggling without her. And at 6 o'clock, U.S. Open, an unbelievable finish to today's tournament. We'll talk about that at 6.
Okay, and I think Mark McGuire said something like, I disagree with the call.
I'm quite certain that's exactly how it was worded.
Well, be sure to join us after World News Tonight for News 10 at 6. We'll have the latest on that wildfire that shut down I-80 at Truckee. You'll also want to stick around and meet our Student Scholar of the Week. He is not old enough to drive, but he is smart enough for college. And celebrating Father's Day at a mariachi festival. Join us for News 10 at 6. And finally, we want to tell you about the crowds returning to a Sacramento favorite. You can once again get a Merlinos Famous Freeze. The family-run business had been around for more than 50 years. It unexpectedly went bankrupt last year after some ambitious expansion plans failed, but several owners of the River Cats rescued the place. 92-year-old Baldy Merlino, who invented the freeze, says there is nothing like a Merlinos.
I'm so happy for all the people here in Sacramento because they've been really missing my product, and it's so great to see it back in the business again.
The new owners have hired on the Merlino family to run the new restaurant. They're located at a new place, 32nd and Folsom, and for now it's the only place to get a Merlinos. Like
Jammed
them?
up yesterday.
Busy today too.
Oh my gosh.
Have you had one?
By yesterday.
No.
Gotta get one.
Maybe go today.
See you later, everybody. We're back at 6.
I'm News 10's Dale Thornack. Sign up for the News 10 Power Alert. Get the alert stage and blackout location by email before it happens. News 10's Power Alert from news10.net.